Alright there. From me, Yorkie here. Taking you back to Galarian. More Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. Right, we are about to try and rescue some Hellknights. It's about the last thing we can do before we have to go on and take on whatever's at the Leper's Smile. So... Oh, hang on, before we do that though, we can recruit some people. There's not exactly a whole lot we can do. We might as well get the shy guys back there, add them to the number. Right, we are with Peur Delamort, our fearsome leader, destined to come.
I will not be trifled
Mounted.
with.
That. Commander, come here quickly. These must be your precious Hellknights. From the mount you see a raided camp and two groups of warriors. One wearing white and yellow armour, the other in black. They are led by a tall man in a white priest's robe. Some of the warriors glance around fretfully, their weapons shaking in their hands. You hear the screams of the gargoyles from above. The beasts are approaching the camp.
Quickly, evacuate the wounded. The beasts are about to strike again. Use cloaks as stretchers. We've got to make it through. Paralictor, your people will have to cover us while...
2 more minutes left out in the open, and neither you nor I will have any troops left to order about, Crusader.
Don't fear, Paralictor. We're here to save your useless asses. I thought you were meant to be good fighters.
But the wounded...
Problem solved. Retreat to shelter.
The one called Paralictor makes a barely notable gesture, and the swords of his troops execute the wounded. Effective, I'll grant you that. If the man in white has anything further to add, his words are drowned out by the shrieks of gargoyles that fall from the sky. Paralictor will lead the unit to shelter. We need to get through them. Yes, I would say that's probably what we do need. Ah, we have some of our own to fight. What a pleasure.
Operane sentence.
Bug?
I'll rip you apart!
Surrender or else!
Oh, Brick, why don't you show them what a real beast is?
I'll remove this obstacle.
They're intimidated. That gives them... Taken for 18 seconds. -2 penalty on attack rolls, saving throws, skill checks, and ability checks. Not bad.
Cover me!
I'll cut you wide open.
It seems they don't like you, Camellia.
They'll beg me to stop.
Ember, why don't you see if you can put this one to sleep? Apparently not. Albrig, take them out, will you?
You should have listened to reason.
Stab their backs.
The spirits demand your blood.
No match for me.
And so the gargoyles find themselves a bit dead, really. And there is a bag up there that I missed. We didn't loot it, okay. We saw it, but we didn't raid it.
Always watch your back. Time to rob them
Oh.
of their treasures.
Anyhow,
Mind over muscle.
10 damage, nicely done. Ember, can you try and sleep one of them again?
I'll loot your corpse.
They'll beg me to stop.
Well, I'm begging you to start. Will that work?
You are today's sacrifice. I'll remove this obstacle. This pain is excruciating.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, rolling high.
Your death awaits.
I'll rip you apart.
Yes, you will. Well done.
Go for their hearts! You should have listened to reason. Am I at my limit? Too late for apologies.
Cover me!
And that's them. Camellia! Time for you to get a little healing, I think. Healing indeed. Also, why not use that? That's fine. Now,
I heed the voice of the spirits.
let's see about protecting you, shall we?
Inimosi tradisi.
Why did you give that to...
Inimosi tradisi.
We're also forgetting to have Nenio cast her little spell haste on us. The sight before you is at once macabre and picturesque. A lifeless couple of man and a woman dressed in white and yellow priest robes lie on the ground surrounded by the bodies of dead gargoyles. They are tangled in death, the claws of the monsters are tearing at the human's clothes. The largest gargoyle's talon has pierced the man's chest and punctured his heart. Before they died, he and his companion defeated the enemy. Suddenly, the woman opens her eyes. She doesn't look at you, but stares up at the world wound's horrific sky. Her pale lips open and she exhales abruptly. The sun will never rise again. There's only darkness above me. Even the sky here is cursed. And we along with it. Jacob, walking in front, steps over the man's body without looking, but turns around at the woman's voice. And Divy and Faith will break too easily. What exactly have you done apart from run away to get help? All people are easily broken. The knights in pale armour help each other through the horror. But the knights in black only break each other and everyone around them. Well, who are you? What happened here? I am a priestess of ardent sun and ray from the Order of the Sunrise Sword. Next to me is Asher Strager, the head of our order. Sorrowful pride sounds in the woman's voice. He has led our forces on raids in the whirlwind many times, but this campaign, the gargoyles attacked a few nights ago, a vast number. We've never seen anything like it. Asher's organised our resistance with great skill, but while the monsters were distracted, our fighters, a small group of them, raided the camp and took our supplies. We were left without food and water in the middle of the whirlwind, where it's nearly impossible to find provisions. We shared our last crumbs with our supplies, and set off back to the way we came. Everyone was suffering from hunger and thirst. We grew weak and could barely fight back when the gargoyles struck a second time. They snatched many of us away. I saw the pain on Asher's face as he counted the losses. They managed to rally us. We continued our trek and soon came across traces of a recent battle. Someone had destroyed a troop of demon worshippers. In our desperation, we decided to follow the strangers to warn them of the gargoyles and seek their help, having no idea they were Hellknights. But we received only scorn. Every gulp of water in my unit is accounted for, they said. They spared us 2 flasks and a sack of dried bread. They said we were allowed to keep the sack to use as bandages. 2 flasks between all of us, a sack for bandages. You're within walking distance of Canabres. It's been cleared of demons. You went without enough provisions. What is wrong with you? Life can be cruel. In times of war or famine, folk are often forced to make ugly choices like that because if they don't, it'll cause even more death. But there's this one thing I've noticed. Ulbrich glares at Jaeger. Some chieftains loathe making decisions like that. After they do, they drink and blame themselves, even though they know they did the right things. Other ones, however, are all too happy to make them. They even boast about it afterwards. Look at me and my heart of stone and my head of iron. They're right to boast. It takes strength and authority to make such decisions. If you ever had to do it, that means you're above most people. Of course, you should let them know. They should respect you. What, you think it's better to drink and snivel? Have a point, Windwag. I think you're a bloodthirsty twit. And that's all you'll hear from me. You wouldn't understand anyway. Whatever. Let's hurry. The gargoyles could return any moment.
Careful now.
I'll bathe in your blood.
And there they are. Try to sleep one of them, will you? Good. Daniel, give us a bit of haste. Camellia.
I'll cut you wide open.
We'll break, I think. A coup de grace on this one will work.
Stab their backs.
Let them come in. But try another sleep, if you will. Who knows, it might work. Nope.
You're irrelevant.
Who are we with? Oh, Camellia.
The spirits demand your blood.
We'll break, finish them off. Or not.
I'll loot your corpse.
They'll beg me to stop.
Nice.
I'll remove this obstacle. You are today's sacrifice!
Another one comes in.
Your death awaits.
Not waiting for long though, is it?
No match for me.
Oh, more. Ember. Work on sleep, will you?
Mind over muscle. Go for their hearts!
Nicely done.
Something's wrong with the spell. Feel that? Cover me!
I'll rip you apart!
I think with that we can go into real-time mode. And Camellia's a little hurt again. Let's heal her. Even after they attack, the tents at the Hellknight camp are lined up neatly, looking like they're ready for a parade.
I am helpful, am I not?
You are. Now, that horse armor. Medium horse armor, which they can't wear at the moment. Muscle warmer. This +2 hide barding granted wearer cold resistance 10 and +2 competence bonus on saving throws against movement preparing effect. Okay. Bad.
success worthy of praise.
Demonic energy has polluted the earth, creating tumors filled with poison.
That's easy.
A quick save before we go to where the Hellknights went, because I'm pretty sure they'll be attacked.
Precisely.
Knight Commander, I presume. Your glory precedes you. I am Reginald de Renge, Herelictor of the Order of the God Claw, and temporary officer of the joint unit of Hellknights and the Order of the Sunrise Sword. You and your people should take positions. The gargoyles are regrouping. We expect they will attempt to break through in 5 to 6 minutes.
I am indeed Peur Delamort, the Knight Commander, Reginald. I've heard you're the Paralictor of these Hellknights and you're great warriors against the demons. I'm yet to see any evidence of it. Prove me wrong.
Would you look at their get-up, head to toe in black? You can tell right away that lot means business. How can they move in all that armor, I wonder? Those spikes must catch on everything, eh? And answering the call of nature, that'd put the fear in you. One slip and you've gelded yourself.
Indeed. Interesting point, Ulbrich. The Paralictor does not acknowledge Ulbrich's wit with so much as a glance. A joint unit?
Forcibly joined. The leader of the Order of the Sunrise Sword was unable to get to safety, which is not surprising, considering his, shall we say, excessive scrupulousness and sluggishness. Given the extreme situation, I took command of his people.
It's supposed to be good when different people unite. We're here for a common cause. But it still gives me the creeps for some reason. Hellknights shouldn't be allowed to get their claws into our paladins. It's wrong.
Calm down, Finian. I saw you ordered your own wounded to be finished off. An interesting move.
Indeed. The gargoyles were clearly trying to capture as many prisoners as they could. I don't know the reason behind these abductions, but I'm not about to give the enemy what they want. That is why all my people were ordered not to be taken alive. And as for the wounded, we didn't have time to get them to safety anyway.
Very sensible. I don't know about you as a warrior, but very sensible in your actions there. Well, we need to get rid of the gargoyles and we'll talk.
Agreed. Be ready, Commander. This attack may be worse than the last one.
They dare threaten me?
Unfortunately, we're right in the middle of it. This could be a problem. Once more with a haste, my friend. Ember. Can you... No.
I'll cut you wide open.
beg me to stop?
No, I'm begging you to start, actually. I was very disappointed. Oh, at least Reginald seems to be hitting people. Or hitting gargoyles. Almost dead.
The spirits demand your blood!
Stab their backs.
Another round begins.
No match for me.
The world in crimson!
Heal you for a little, young lady.
You are today's sacrifice!
I could have tried an attack. I was.
I'll rip you apart!
Well, indeed. That was bad. That wasn't. Heal yourself.
Yes.
You can have another of the light healing potions.
Go for their hearts!
I'll loot your corpse.
You should have listened to reason. Accept your cadaver.
Nicely done. Oh god. I rather think we're about to lose our dear lady there. That's all she can go to. Very well.
Esme, Axel, yes.
Winter's Grasp is doing nothing there.
I'll cut you wide open.
He's down.
Your death awaits.
Oh, we have a swarm of them here now. Not. Well, that failed.
The spirits demand your blood.
Cover me.
They'll beg me to stop.
Walk down.
You are today's sacrifice.
Stab their backs.
I'll rip you apart!
You'd have to hit for that to happen.
Go.
Why am I so weak now?
Go for their hearts.
Later.
refuse to surrender.
I'll cut you wide open.
Refuse to surrender.
I'll loot your corpse.
Two of the buggers. That would cause problems.
Nam, Orma.
The spirits demand your blood.
We've lost haste. Damn. Not good.
I refuse to surrender.
Your death awaits.
That's not good.
Yes.
You are nothing before me. To the end.
You are today's sacrifice.
I refuse to surrender.
Cover me.
This is how it feels.
Stab their backs.
Oh, that was something.
This condition.
I refuse to surrender.
I'll loot your corpse.
That's the damned gargoyle gun. Cleric gun.
Your death awaits.
I refuse to surrender.
Well, I suppose as long as he keeps on fighting, the chance they'll keep going for him.
To the end.
Stab their backs. I'll loot your corpse.
And there we are. That's a fight.
Always watch your back.
Reginald gracefully stores his weapon and places his hands behind his back. You two, check the area. Mark any potential shelters that offer protection against aerial attacks. Quartermaster, inventory the remains of the camp. I want to make sure that gargoyles only abducted people and weren't interested in anything else. Send messages immediately to our scout squads and order them to return to the camp. And I need a full list of casualties, the sooner the better. He turns to you and nods slightly. Commander, your arrival was well timed. Now we can finally talk. I'm quite interested in the events that occurred at the Great Garrison. Suppose you have questions for me as well. What do you want to know about what happened at the Great Garrison? Any shift in balance of power in this war has a direct impact on my mission. If a new player appears who is capable of fighting demons effectively, then I'm ready to support that person with all the resources I have at my disposal. Mitchell speaks pensively as if talking to himself, but naturally. I cannot blindly trust a stranger, even one marked by the gods. You're very right, Doubt. I don't usually trust strangers either. We understand each other. Thank you, Commander. Reginald nods to himself. More than to you. Is there anything else you'd like to know before we move on to more serious issues? What are the Hellknights doing here within the borders of the World Wound? Same as you and your army, fighting a war against the demons. The Hellknights have always been part of the crusade from the very beginning. Don't answer the Queen Galfrey. We act on our own authority. Serve the same cause, discarded spawn of no place in the world we want to build. Mitchell backs out the final words. Good. I care little for your title. And I don't see any atrocities, to be perfectly honest. Care little for how you treat these imbeciles. What are you going to do now after the gargoyle attack? I'll wait for my remaining fighters to return. What you see here is only a small part of my forces. As for my long-term plans, that depends on the results of our conversation, Commander. Reginald narrows his eyes. Before we move on to serious subjects, I'd like to address an organizational issue regarding my unit. May wish to be present. Yeager steps forward and salutes with a clenched fist to his chest. Paralictor, permission to report. During the first gargoyle attack, I determined it necessary to leave my post. I swam over the river, found the commander's army and asked them to provide assistance. Reginald nods. Reinforcements were much needed. You'll earn a double salary for your resourcefulness, Yeager, and 100 lashes for abandoning your post. The young knight grows a little pale, but immediately salutes again. Yes, Paralictor. Really, even after he brought help that if he hadn't, would have resulted in you being dead, and not whipping anybody. I think you might be a kinky little freak. Anyway, if you're going to think that way, don't forget he abandoned his armor. Maybe right. Mitchell doesn't take his eyes off the young knight, searching for signs of weakness. Another 10 lashes for improper treatment of ordered property. Yes, Paralictor. This time Yeager doesn't grow pale, but only salutes and clenches his teeth. Everything is so strange. They march in columns through the thicket, even though there's a regular smooth road nearby. Reginald, who was watching closely throughout the entire conversation, nods to himself. Now for a more delicate issue. You, Commander, were interested in our dispute with the Knights of the Order of the Sunrise Sword, correct? I was interested by how you treated your own people and them, yes. But you were sensible. Their forces in Calabria suffered great loss in the demon attack, and now their leader has perished. His troops are in trouble. They're reeling with no command structure. Their order will hardly be able to recover from losses they've suffered. I don't care about their fate. Reggie looks at the warriors in white and yellow, shifting cheerlessly from one foot to the other. Initiates of the Sunrise Sword, your leader is dead. The Order has suffered serious losses. Will not be able to recover. You may return to Mendev to join another Crusader Order, and hope that they don't meet the same fate as the Sunrise Sword. Or you may remain under my command. I will not promise that it will be easy, or that our war-making will be constricted by your principles. Can promises this: under my command, you will never feel like helpless mice in the talons of a ravenous raptor. The strong subjugate the weak. All is as it should be. Where do I give Regil an appraising look? Until an even stronger leader comes along and unseats the previous one. Miller scoffs. He's so used to people following his orders. Then again, these snivelling cowards are used to humiliating treatment. Won't even consider testing him a little. Does that mean we've worked off the previous resources you've spent on us? Water, medicine and bandages, yelled one of the knights in white and yellow. Wouldn't make such an offer if I thought you were useless garbage. Weren't much use in the fight, Regil. Nor were your people. I would say you were, and Jaeger to a degree. The initiates of the Sunrise Sword consult with each other for a time, and then one of them, a young woman in knight's armour, steps forward. Thank you for your trust, Paralictor. We will stay, and we're ready to obey your orders. Fine. In due course, I will review your troops and make necessary decisions regarding your role in my unit. Regil turns to you. And now, Commander, for the most important question. Cooperation between our forces. We do have a common enemy and a common battlefield. Looking at me strangely, Paralictor, when we discussed Jaeger's punishments and when we were deciding the fate of the Sunrise Sword, as if you're testing me. Regil lowers his head in a gesture that might be read as respectful. I do not believe I made any attempt to conceal my interest in you, both as a new strong leader in the region, the bearer of one highly unusual power. Also, I'd like to know what's inside your head. One could say that it's my duty. Very well, I shall tell you. My army and I are going to Dresden to free the city from demons. You can join forces with us if you wish. Regil rubs his chin pensively. Dresden. Ambitious goal. But most reasonable. Imagine how such a victory would rally all the separate bands of today's Crusaders under one banner. We certainly need a base of operations inside the World Wound. I stand ready to support you. Moreover, I can accompany you in your campaign. However, I would remind you that Hellknights are outside of Mendev's jurisdiction. My unit and I will join your forces and obey your orders. Only as long as I deem that our goals coincide. That's fair. I like his eyes, they're still bright. Neither the darkness nor the paleness has taken them. For now. It's a deal, Jaeger. Fall in line. Yes, Commander. My forces and Regil Derenge are at your disposal. Let me down, Regil, and dispose I shall. Or wait at camp.
I learned this from my grandpa.
A ring of protection, I believe. That is wisdom. Not really something I need. Familiar. Use that. And you could use some more defense as well. What's the sword? Bastard Sword of Hope. None of us are using that. That can be sold. The skeleton of a man wearing armour from the time of the First Crusade is holding a child with strange proportions and animal paws. instead of its right arm and leg. One of your people, I think, Wendwag. We're alive! Praise be to Saturn. Alright. What a strange person. And we must return to camp. Rest and heal. Ah, there's something there that we missed. A box. Oh, we could have left down there. I somehow missed that. Let us return here. Meanwhile, before we go into sleep, see the armies. Them I care not about. 10. I wonder which is better. 10 Hellknights or 30 mounted scouts. Have 44 hit points, AC 13, flat footed 10, touch 7. 159 hit points. 17 AC, flat footed 16, touch 4. So the touch is bad for them. We have 30 there. 3, that's 12, 30. They have slightly less hit points in total. 3 to 8 damage. 5 to 12 damage. And nothing special. They have immunities, mind affecting, compulsion, and charm. They have literally nothing. I think we put the Hellknights in with them. So you not there. You join. Plus 2,000. I think Agabola. Thank you. Aggie's army. Now. Quickly go sell some junk. Including swords that we'll never use. There may be reasonable swords if none of us are going to ever use them. There's no point in keeping them, is there? I will keep that. And then we shall go rest, get everyone healed, and not at death's door. Ah, her world knowledge is poor. That's an issue.
You fight demons with such joy. Do you really enjoy their suffering?
Shove that somewhere else. Demons are demons. Why are you sympathizing with them?
Because she's a little foolish and smooth-brained. Well, my friends, we reached the end of today's episode. Join us next time when we will see what's at the leper's smile. Very well.